Assalamualaikum, hello and welcome to a premiere episode of AeU Talk brought to you by AeU University. Discover the inspiring journey of AeU's finest alongside renowned personalities from around the world. Join us as they delve into their pursuit of knowledge and share invaluable insights from their professional experiences. My name is Hakim Badri and I'll be your host for today. Before we go any further, please like, share and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It will mean so much to us and we thank you for your support. Today, we are grateful to have an extraordinary, loving and kind personality with us today, our very own alumni and also soon to be PhD candidate. She is a human capital development researcher from preschool to college student, all the way to professional working adults in corporates and organizations, Neuro-Semantics, Neuro-Linguistic Programming certified trainer. She is also an executive director and consultant from AL Advancement of Human Potential, a training provider for communications, interpersonal skills, and leadership, among many others. She is also an author of several books, namely Happy Kids, Aku Layak Berjaya, A Love World, First Class Parents, and several other books. And the list goes on. Without further ado, please welcome Rozita binti Shaari, or more dearly known as Ibu Ros. Welcome, Ibu. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Hakim.
Thank you.
Hakim, and thank you for inviting me to this wonderful AeU Talk.
Thank you.
To be able to share some experience, some learning that I've gathered after 64 years.
64 years, that's a very long time, yeah.
Okay. Just to introduce myself a little bit, as I mentioned just now, I'm 64 years old. I think it is 64 years young.
Yeah, 64 years young, definitely.
And I have 5 children. All are adult, and 11 grandchildren.
11 grandchildren, that's great, that's great.
Yeah, and I'm happy to be here, to be able to be the guest here. So thank you so much for inviting
You're
me.
welcome, and we are glad to have you here joining us as well.
Thank
so Ibu, we are very glad to have you here today. So a little bit of context for our audience out there. You graduated with a Masters of Education in 2021, and now you have registered for PhD in Social Behavioral Science for this upcoming intake in September. Why is it important for you to pursue your PhD now with someone your expertise, experience over 36 years under your belt? What is the push factor?
It's rather not easy to pinpoint. However, my desire in making sure of doing the PhD is because I would like my experience, my not so much knowledge but experience, to be documented, to be accredited, and to be able to go into the mainstream. So just a little bit of desire so that it can be the source of reference for many people to be able to solve their challenges in life should they come across challenges that I faced, and I documented it inside the PhD.
Right.
And maybe some people be thinking, why at 64 I'm doing the PhD? That the thing is that one thing is that in another 4 years I will be 68.
Right.
So I have a choice to be at 68 ataupun or to be 68 with a PhD.
Right.
So when I look and what I love about AeU, it gives me the flexibility to be able to use my knowledge and experience to be able to go and do something documented as a PhD. And then I would love to mention here, over when I did my master, my lecturers really helped, and they were very committed, and I just like to thank them very much.
That is very nice to hear that. Ibu, when I read your background, the thing that piqued my interest is that your niche is mostly in childhood education and parenting, right? But on the other end of it, you also have been a trainer for professional business and communication with senior managers. Senior managers including corporates such as Amanah Raya Berhad, TNB, Pro2, and many more. So my question is, how do you manage to keep this versatility between a wide range of your clients in your approach for human development?
Thank you for that question, because many people ask me as well. Because most people will say that I need to specialize. But I do specialize,
right.
but in a wide range,
Right.
because I don't see whether it's a child or an adult. I just see as a human,
Right.
and as a human we have our needs.
Right.
And if I were to pick from Stephen Covey, and when he explained very well in his book, The 8th Habit, his last book, The 8th Habits, mentioned about the four dimensions of self. First is our physical self, our intellectual self, our emotional self, our spiritual self.
Yeah.
The point that I would like to bring here, all these self have the needs.
Right.
The physical self need to be healthy. They want to be healthy by eating good food, by sleeping enough time, and many more. And then our intellectual self is to be able to learn and into it. Able to learn is that you are able to think.
Right.
So when our mind, our brain, the brain is part of the mind, is learning, then we feel alive.
Right.
Right? And then our emotional self. This is the very important one. We need love, receive love,
Right.
and to give love.
Right.
And our spirit, the spirit self, needs to do good, to give good to other people, to help other people. So when we see this and we couple it with Maslow hierarchy of needs.
Right.
So if I were to take from Maslow hierarchy of needs, then we understand the needs of human being, right? The first one is the physiological needs, the needs to our natural, for example, going to the toilet and things like that. And then the security needs, and then belonging, love and belonging, and then esteem, and then only we go into self-actualization.
Right.
Now, the thing is this, a child also need that.
Understand.
An adult also need that. The spiritual self of an adult need to do good to other people, to make a positive difference. So the only thing that we need to change is how we explain it for early learning. Then we explain according to the ability, the cognitive ability, and everything like that, emotional and thing. And also to the adult, we can bring it into work and everything. For example, how to play win-win with your people. How is the behavior of a win-lose? That we can also be brought into the little child.
Right.
So when we understand that, we are able to go wide.
So Ibu, your approach, you mentioned, regardless of age, is positive and loving messaging. Would that same idea or sentiment be applied for your PhD research?
Yeah, I will be explaining from the needs of humankind.
Right.
Yeah. And so that people can understand the importance of, one is to love and be loved, and to give love.
Right.
The world is so much need of that, and we can see all over the world that benda ni macam dah jadi, because hurt people.
Understand. Yeah.
Hurt people hurts people. So when you do not have love in your heart, and you have a lot of pain, that pain will go to, you will give that pain to another person. That's how people play win-lose. And my message in my PhD, I will put this part, the needs of humankind. Hakim, do you need love?
I do need love.
Yes, and if I were to ask everybody here, maybe they will be a little bit shy to mention, because love is not just the love of a man and a woman. It is the love is so big. It can be the love of a son to the parents, the love of a daughter to the parents, the love of the staff to the superior, to the boss, right? To the bosses. So all this love that we live in this world, that has been actually macam diambil lah. What is the word?
Taken away.
And it is so shy to show love. How do you show love to another human being? Is to be kind, to be gentle, to be helpful, and that is what we call the spiritual needs.
Right.
So the relationship will be in the relationship of a higher energy that will help the other person to emancipate his greatness or her greatness. That's why parents who love unconditionally yet firm, the children become able, they are capable, and that is why I am so excited to do the PhD.
I understand. A message of love, everyone, for the audience out there, something to ponder about and something we can carry through our lives every day. And Ibu, on top of all that you bring to the corporate world, right, you are also a mother and a wife. I think that being able to juggle, to switch from one role to the other on a daily basis is somewhat like being a magician, right? Probably because I'm still inexperienced and young, but I think our viewers out there would definitely want to get that magic portion of yours. If you please elaborate on that.
Just be yourself.
Just be yourself.
Just be yourself. You are not different in everywhere you go. So if you are a mother and then you are also working as a staff, or whether I am a trainer or I am a coach, I am this one person.
Right.
So the word is authentic or genuine. So you're not different. At home, you need to be to care for your children. You need to be harsh, and outside you need to be gentle. No. If you are this person who believe that you want to make a difference, a positive difference in this world, you do the same at home, and you do the same outside.
So there you go, viewers out there. Just be yourself. Something we definitely would need, you know, to be able to get the fulfillment. Yes, good. Get fulfillment. Don't pretend. Right? Being yourself is the way to go about in your life. Yes, right? But does a supportive environment in the university helps as well?
Yes, definitely. Your surrounding really is important, and you also create that surrounding.
Right.
So in AeU, I am so glad when I do my masters, the lecturers and right to all the staff, I can say, very helpful and make it easy for me.
Right.
And to me, it is the right environment of learning.
Right.
Enough for me, because I took part-time master, so I do attended class, and I also do online.
Right.
Unless for my PhD, it's totally online.
Right.
So surrounding is very important, and one thing that we need to also remember, we also create that surrounding.
Right.
So AeU, for example, I ask myself, so I go into AeU. So what is my role being here? Besides as a student, yes, and also as a person, to create that positive environment.
Right.
So that is one thing that I've learned.
Right.
That is being genuine.
Right.
That being yourself. Wherever that you go, you want to create the positive difference.
Right. So to be able to proactively put yourself in an environment which is conducive to your success, if you may, right?
Yes.
Is also important.
Yes.
Rather than just be yourself, but you know, putting yourself in an environment where it will be less conducive for your success, also will affect the way you approach your day-to-day activities, right? All right. Okay, Ibu, let's move. Let's talk about a more trending topic nowadays, right? Has education lost its mojo? We hear the trend now, SPM leavers especially, less and less of them who wants to continue their tertiary education. So this trend seems a little bit daunting for considering they are our future talents, right? Is there something that you could share to inspire the youth of today that no matter what their dreams are, having continuously learning is fundamental to their development as a person?
As a person, we want our value to continue increase. So learning, getting the knowledge and applying the knowledge will help us to increase our values.
Right.
And our value, not our values, our value, nilai kita. Jadi that is the one that we are going to leave, the legacy that we're going to leave when we pass on, right? So the thing is that most youngsters they have gone through 17 years, right, of their learning. Oh no, it's not 17 years. From standard 1 until Form 5, and they might be thinking, should I continue my studies?
Right.
Because there is choices in life, whether I can work and get money, or whether I can go into learning.
Right.
However, university like AeU, we can do both.
Right.
We can go to work, and we can also learning and increase our value.
Hybrid, more of a hybrid method of it.
Hybrid.
Yeah. Right.
And that is something that I would like to leave to all the young people. Get yourself to be able to gain more knowledge. By doing that, you will be able to increase the value. At the same time, you feel that you need to work to support your life, to support your parents. By all means, go to work.
Right.
And in AeU, we have this choice of hybrid, as you say, right?
Yeah.
At the same time, my message to AeU also is, people would always love to learn, because learning ni, kita belajar ni adalah kita punya needs. Yes, as you say, it's a needs. Jadi kita akan belajar. That's why people learn from what we call reels. People learn from TikTok, because they want to learn. However, when they really go learning daripada any universiti apa semua, dia akan jadi lebih mantap kan ilmu itu, dan akan meningkatkan value kita. Bukan just untuk dapat the certificate, tapi knowledge. Not to pass the exam. That is what is when we go to school, what we are asked to score A's. But how are you going to score A's in your life? By helping yourself to have more knowledge, and knowledge yang berkualiti. Right. Because di sini kita belajar daripada pakar.
Betul. So is it safe to say education is not just about certificate, but also being able to give that fulfillment or satisfaction, as you mentioned just now, intellectually, you are able to feed yourself, with methods and learning in the university. So it becomes, also you mentioned just now, we are learning without we realizing, through reels, through social media, through all the short videos that we have. So having universities, having a formal education helps structure a more a quality output when it comes to learning and development, right?
And that's also the role of AeU, to make sure that the student can feel they are learning. It's not just data dumping. It's they are learning. Because Ibu share sikit dengan my experience as a trainer, most organisation, the people do not like to go for training. Sama lah kan. Training ni kena duduk je, so dia belajar tidur dengan mata terbuka kan. Sleeping with the eyes open. And then they do not want to go to training, and normally that is what our challenge is. So when we start our program, we have people who are not excited coming to the program. After the first 1 hour, they are so excited because they can feel they are learning. When they can feel they are learning, they are so enthusiastic for the next day to come in.
Right.
That they come in very early, and and I remember conducting a program for a big organisation. There was quite a number of participants who says that, Ibu, when I go back, I do not want to eat dinner anymore. I feel so fulfilled. That is learning.
Right.
That when somebody feel that they are learning, they want to continue learning. So as a university, my suggestion, and I believe, in fact, when I stepped into AeU, when I did my master, that's what I feel.
Right.
Be able to learn and be able to increase my knowledge. That is, I feel so honoured.
Right. And a true sense of learning helps energize a person, mentally and spiritually as well. Alright, Ibu, I have a surprise question for you. Right, this is not scripted, by the way, for viewers out there. But say for youth out there, people my age, right? They are towards the end of their 20s, their mid-30s, working in corporates, working in any organization, or doing your business even. Sometimes it's very common to see they feel like they are stuck in the mud. Sometimes they are not, but they feel like they are. So is there a tips that you can give to our generations, right? This generation basically, on how to at least get yourself out from the mud to get the momentum going?
Very good question. Because when you feel that you're stuck in the mud, dia kalau orang apa nama Scotland, dia sebut stuck in the mood.
Stuck in the mood.
Tak berapa pandai nak.
Right.
Okay, that is a sign that you need to upgrade yourself.
Right.
That is silly.
Yeah,
Just
right.
that. Just you need to upgrade yourself. And it is not silly for you to do that.
Right.
Because it's a sign that what you're doing today is not enough.
Right.
You need to upgrade yourself, and you can do more.
Right.
Find
a new hobby, probably.
Upgrade,
Find a new hobby,
upgrade
learn new
means,
things.
Yes. Upgrade doesn't mean that you have to go to university or what, but if you go, it's better.
Right.
It can also because you need to love more.
Right.
Right. Love your family more.
Right.
Love your your colleagues more.
Right.
And maybe you need to upgrade into making other people happy.
Right.
Doing things to serve others.
Right.
So that's what I mean by upgrade. And I remember, for me, when I feel that I'm stuck, I know that I need to learn something.
That is very something to definitely to think about for our viewers today.
Lagi satu is that kadang-kadang kita hidup ni kita ikut je arus. We just follow the trend, right? We need to understand that to feel penuh, fulfill, you need to have purpose.
Right.
What's the purpose? So how can you see the work now and connect it to the purpose of your life?
Right.
Where people live with purpose. When you live with purpose, you are going into, remember the Maslow hierarchy of needs, the self-actualization.
Right.
What is self-actualization? You be the person that you actually is capable of being at the highest.
Your big why, I guess. Yeah,
being your
big
highest
why.
and best.
Right.
So at your place, at your working, where you are working, you can be your highest and best.
Right.
So with that purpose in life, you want to be the best father for your children. Itu adalah juga purpose in life, right?
Yeah.
So how do you do it? So bila kita ada purpose, when we have purpose in our life, then daily chores that we have to do, daily tasks that we have to do, need to connect to that purpose.
Right. So to understand your purpose, and then all the methods will follow through once you understand why you do certain things, the way you do it, right?
And the methods that you mentioned just now, Hakim, is that we start to acquire skills, because there are three components that is important that we need to have to be able to have a purposeful life.
Right.
We need to have the right mindset, we need to have the right skill, and we need to have the right knowledge.
Right. Okay, I have to be honest with you, Ibu. I was rather a bit nervous when we decided to do the talk show, but I was glad that we had you as our first guest today. I was not so nervous after all, Alhamdulillah. Your words of wisdom and experience will go a long way for us in AeU as well as our viewers out there. And again, Ibu, it has been a pleasure to have you as our guest. Right, we would definitely plan to invite you in the future for more in-depth talk. You know, let's go further deep into the conversation of probably childhood education and parenting. I'm sure the viewers out there would love to hear your inputs on those matters. Right? With that, we end today's talk with Rozita binti Shaari, or more known as Ibu Rose. Thank you for your time, and it was a pleasure having you here today. And I am Hakim Badri. This is AeU Talk, brought to you by Asia University. Thank you, and see you next time.